My grandmother, Amy, well, I don't know anything about her. It seems as though she moved from up north someplace down here working or something at Smallwood College in Claremont way
And
back in the day.
then
My
this is Sugar Daddy's mother?
grandmother, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I don't know nothing about that family. It's something I heard. I'm not sure. Her and her brother moved down here from somewhere up north further, and they was working at John Smallwood College in Claremont. You know, he was the founder of that school is buried at Gravel Hill.
Okay.
You know, and that tall monument out there,
Yeah.
that's John Smallwood. He was founder of a college
Okay.
that ran in Claremont.
Okay.
And as far as I can understand is that that's where my grandmother and her brother moved here from somewhere else. And then I had a great uncle lived in Burrsville, Uncle Mango.
Yeah.
And I had an uncle, daddy's brother named Uncle Mango. And then he had an uncle, daddy's uncle named Mango Jr.
Okay.
And he married a teacher that used to, well, he taught daddy, she taught daddy and his brothers there in Burrsville.
Okay. She was a teacher.
Yeah.
Was her name Mary?
Yeah, I'm married.
Okay. I think I remember Uncle Olin telling me
Yeah,
about her and Uncle Magnum.
yeah. I in our school teacher that taught us, Miss Ellis, uh, she used to stay with Aunt Mary and Uncle Maggie. That's where she was boarding there when she was teaching school. And we came down from, well, I came from Baltimore, Ola lived in New York, and we went to see them. And Aunt Marion used to keep everybody's picture. And they showed a picture there, and Olin said it was him. And I really wasn't sure. And Ms. Ellis said it wasn't. It was me. So Olin said, no, I remember that.
How old do you think whoever was in the picture
I must
was?
have been about 6 or 7.
Oh, it was definitely you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And so Ms. Ellis said, let's show it to your Aunt Mary. Aunt Mary said, no, that's Louis. She said, you was older. And I think who was there? Jane Watkins or somebody. Because I was holding, no, I had a glove, a baseball glove. Jane Watkins said, Olin, you know you ain't never put a baseball glove on. And Aunt Mary said, no, that is Louis. Because I was standing there kind of cute.
You.
This glove, great big
I would
glove,
like to see that
almost as big
picture.
as I am. I don't know what happened to Aunt Mary's, all of her stuff. Miss Ellis, she kept up with everything, but then she married, Miss Ellis married Mary Ellis's, Andrew's wife's father, after she got real old. And I don't know what they did with all this, but Aunt Mary had all the little children that went to school, picture and everything.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And you know what I think is funny? The last time I remember you were telling me some stories, you told me a similar story about somebody was trying to figure out who that little boy was in the picture. And it was Aunt Jean that had to tell him, oh, I know who that is. That's my brother. Yeah, tell me about that again.
Okay. We used to live over there in Deer Ridge. We used to come through the woods, wasn't too far, to the store in California. And this Hopper family used to run the store in Camp Point. And I used to go there, and we used to, me and this little white boy, we used to play. We didn't know the difference yet.
What do you mean? You didn't know the difference about your races?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, yes, we did too, because Robert and I was playing in the dirt, playing marbles or something, and his little brother Larry was sitting there, and Larry said to me, "Lewis, are you a nigger?" Robert told him to shut up.
Okay.
But anyway, we played like kids until we was, getting pre-teenage.
So the parents didn't have any
didn't.
problem with the black kids playing with the white kids?
No, they didn't have no problem.
Okay.
Because they all knew Mama and all.
And y'all had fun playing with each other? Just curious about things you heard other people say about them?
Yeah, it was like that. But then we grew up and it was different. We went to different schools. We didn't have nothing to do with one another.
By the time you got to high school is when things start separating.
Middle school really started, in elementary school we started separating. And by the time we got to high school, we had nothing to do with one another.
But it wasn't like you didn't like them. The culture just didn't fit with you all connecting. Okay.
Yeah. So we just was disconnected. So Robert, I think he went on, finished college, and I moved back down here in 1990. And Robert got sick, or he was sick, when I seen him again. He was in a wheelchair and at Camp Point store. And we talked and got acquainted all over again. And like friends. This was in the 90s.
And this is a guy that's a white guy, right?
Yeah.
That you used to play with as a child.
Yeah. So he got sick. No, he was at home sick. Because he told me to come by see him sometime when he was in the wheelchair. So I went by to see him one day, and his wife came to the door, and she asked me, what I want. And I told her that I want to see, I was a friend of Robert. She said, "What's your name?" I told her my name, and she hollered back there and told Robert, she said, "Some fella out here said he's your friend." Robert asked, "What's his name?" "Lewis Jones." "Oh yeah, that's my friend. Son, you tell him, come on in." Now we're buddies. Anyway, after he died, I was putting the floor in a guy's bathroom in Clemmer. And this old guy, he was a white guy, this old guy, Jean used to be his home care nurse. And Larry came down there to visit, the old man. And we got acquainted again. So Larry told me about this picture that after his mother died that he found in his mother's stuff. Him and his brother and this little colored boy.
It was his mother and a little colored boy.
No. His mother taking a picture of him and his brother.
Oh, it was he and okay. Yeah, okay.
And this little
colored boy. So it was 3 little boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he kept busy trying to find out who it was. Nobody could recognize me really. From a little kid now, I'm old. And he said he asked Jean, because he came there, and Jean was there, and he said, I asked Jean, did she know who he was? And Jean, "Oh yeah, that's my brother Lewis." And I said, "You still got the picture?" He said, "Yeah, I still got it. I'm going to bring it down here and let you see it." But, we laughed and talked about it. We talked about how things was there. And I told him about when he asked me, was I a nigger? We actually laughed about it.
Okay.
It was kind of fun. He didn't know no better.
Do you remember what you said or how you felt or reacted?
I really didn't feel nothing, but I didn't, I wasn't going to say nothing. And Robert told him to shut up, and that was it.
And it just got squashed. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Now, I think this is one of the reasons why I guess I never felt nothing about white people. They never meant, I mean, I know the rules. We didn't go to school together. We didn't get the jobs they got. We were segregated. But man to man, you was no more than no other man to me. I mean, I didn't have no more respect for you. And if you're not my boss or something than I did any black man. If you're old, I call you mister. If you my boss, I had a kind of respect for you. But because you're white, no. Call you by your name. And I lost 2 jobs behind that. One of the best jobs I ever had. In Virginia. Working at Wilcox Motor Company with my little uniform, my little name on it and everything. I was cool. Loved it. And I always was a good worker because I believe in it. If you give me a job, you decide on the pay and what I got to do, I worked and I did my job. So Mr. Hancock, the shop phone, came in one Saturday morning and he says to me, he said, Lewis, when you finish, doing what you got to do around here, setting up everything. He said, he gave me a set of keys. He said, I want you to go across the street and get Mr. Sheffield's car in service. Okay. So when I finish, I look in my pocket, it's a Chrysler key. And Sammy, now my age, he was a mail carrier. His father was the postmaster. So both of them had a Plymouth. So I went in the office where he was, the little waiting room rather. And I said, Mr. Hancock, whose car you want me to get? Sammy or his father? I might have said his own name. I said, whose car you want me to get, Sammy's or the old man, or his father? This fool jumps up in my face, telling me I better call his customer Mister.
Call who, Mister?
He said his customer, he didn't name
Okay.
Sammy. Like I said, Sammy was my age.
And Sammy was your age?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he gonna get up in my face and point his finger at me, tell me what I better do. I didn't say nothing, but I found myself getting out of control. So, and I was just looking him dead in the face the whole time he was raging. I took the key, laid it on the counter. I said, you.
Good night, Mommy.
Good night. I can say you ain't started fixing the medicine.
I have. I'm done.
I told him, I
You ain't done
said,
that
you
quick enough.
go and service the car. I'm leaving.
Y'all stay in there and run your mouth.
And this fool had nerve to tell me I couldn't leave. I just turned around and looked at him, kept him out the door. And about 3 white people was in there waiting to get the car serviced or something. And they looked at me like, I got to be crazy. I went out there and got my car left. Left the best job I ever had in Virginia.
So what was the name of this company again?
Wilcox Motor.
And what was your job there?
My job was servicing and greasing, cars and cleaning up.
Okay. How young were you?
I was 18.
18.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get in trouble or did you feel some kind of way?
I ain't felt nothing. The next week, the old man that owned the place told my daddy to tell me come on back to work.
Did you go?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So you got the job back.
Yeah, I went back, but right today, I can't be around people that I got to be around every day, and it's a wall day. He talked to me like, I was some child or something when I went back. He didn't have the same attitude with me. And of course, I didn't have I ain't had nothing for him before. But I quit.
Okay.
And here's something else happened behind that. Wilcox, the owner, his son-in-law was a car salesman there, and me and him got along good. And he asked me.
He was a white man?
Yeah. He asked me. It was Wilcox, the boss's son,
Mm-hmm.
the owner's son-in-law, I meant to say. And I was somewhere. I don't know whether I was at the shop or what. Anyway, Pretty asked me would I help him move. He was moving from an apartment to a house. I told him, yeah. So we got one of the company's trucks, and then Sammy Sheffield, the one that I told you that carried mail,
Mm-hmm.
he asked him to help too. So him and I go to the house, and you know, it's when you move stuff, we always took the drawer out of the dresser so to make it light.
Right.
So I took the drawer out of the dresser and set it on something. And Sammy said to Pretty, he said, you let him put his hands on your wife's clothes. Pretty said, what the hell different makes you not in them?
That's funny.
I mean, that's the way white people was that. But see, Pretty was a pretty decent dude.
Right.
Yeah. He said, what the hell different than me? She not in him.
That's funny. I don't remember that story about the clothes in the drawer. I do remember the story about you losing your job because
Oh,
the
yeah.
guy wanted you to call the man Mister. So let me ask you something, Daddy, since we talking a little bit about race relations, and then we're going to save some storytelling for the next time. But tonight, actually, my pastor was on a panel. He had an opportunity to go to Chapel Church, and a white church.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted him to come, and they wanted him to speak to, from his perspective, how he felt about what happened recently with that young man Abram that was killed,
Yeah,
that was shot down. What is your perspective, and how did you feel when you heard about that?
You asking me?
I'm asking you.
Well, I'm so used to these kind of things happening now, but I think it was a shame. They had no right, and this ain't nothing but racist. They had no right to even stop a man out there jogging. But they also did the same thing as this boy Devon in Georgia that time.
Yeah, yeah.
Guy shot. and
With
they
the
said-
Skittles, yeah, with unarmed, and they just shoot him down.
Going
And,
on about his
right, business.
He gonna follow him along with, and then gonna get out the car.
Yes.
And approach him.
and then claim they have to shoot him in self-defense,
In
as though
self-defense.
somebody gonna go charge after someone with a shotgun, with no gun.
Yeah, charge at somebody that just jogging. You and your son. Heard somebody say they should get death penalty. I think so too.
Yeah. So you said you'd gotten used to it. You don't?
Well,
do you
I'm
think
a little numb behind
you're
it.
numb? Yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
feel. I feel
So-
desensitized. So do you think there's an increase in this, or do you think this is something that you believe has been happening all along?
Well, it's been happening all along, but now they bring it out. See, if this had happened back years ago, the only thing you would have heard is some rumors.
There wasn't any video.
Yeah,
There wasn't any
been no
media.
video,
There wasn't the
nothing like
coverage.
that.
Yeah,
no
that's
coverage.
that's
It
the
was
take
just-
I've been taking. I think that there's a lot of report that as though there's an uptick
Yeah.
on these kinds of violences and crimes against black people, as in murdered in the name of self-defense when there was no evidence that there was any aggression or any weapon or
Right.
any cause. But now we have the technology to video and to mass communicate it. that's what I think is different. And
Yeah.
I think that's why it appears as though now all of a sudden there's this new leash of racism. But
Yeah, but it's been all along.
yeah, and same thing with the police brutalities.
And see, this self-defense, polices don't even shoot them for self-defense.
No,
No, they don't.
but they do. We've had
Yeah, they
many
have
cases
some.
we've had many cases where police have shot to kill and the people didn't have a weapon or
Didn't
either.
have a weapon and they wasn't doing. And hey, a kid, they shot a kid in Baltimore back in the day. The kid was wandering around in the store, you know, like kids do.
Mm-hmm.
And the owner called the police. And the police came and the kid ran. And the police shot him
And killed them.
and killed him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a kid.
I mean, my mom was like, even if the man was running down, back to the story in Georgia, even if he was literally running down the street with a TV, that's no reason to shoot and kill him.
No,
We're talking property versus life.
but he didn't have nothing.
He didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
There was no indication that he was a threat to anybody other than the fact that when he saw the people with the shotgun, they're saying he charged them.
How you going to
That
charge somebody
somebody
with a
with
shotgun?
two people, one with a shotgun, one with a
Pistol the shotgun that long, and he going to charge you? I mean, if they let that stand up
to
in
me
court.
it's like really ignorant fear.
Yeah.
And I think that the thing that concerns me the most is how much fear is being promoted in the white community that makes and feeds this kind of behavior. I think that clearly, it's evident that several police officers that have made poor judgment, and like these guys, this hate, it's
That was
because of
mistake.
they're afraid, and they, it's like a fear and hate
Right.
and ignorance, all
Yeah, all that.
all
mixed
at
together.
together. So, yeah, let's save some story time for the next time, Dad. Thank you. I appreciate that. I got a whole lot more I want to hear from you about.